Good morning, distinguished colleagues, esteemed policymakers, researchers, and partners. We are living through a time of deep and continuous transformation. Climate shifts, energy instability, geopolitical fragmentation, and digital accelerations are no longer separate developments. They increasingly move together, shaping one another and shaping us. Within this reality, agriculture and food systems sit in a particularly sensitive position, standing between environmental pressure, supply chains under strain, and growing global demand. Governance systems today find themselves in a space where complexity rises while the time to respond becomes shorter. This brings forward an important reflection. How can resources, coordination and decision-making evolve in ways that remain aligned with a world that is constantly changing? Today, we share Society 6 from crisis response to multi-level anticipatory governance through holistic and priority-driven resource policy in the 21st century and beyond. And perhaps the deeper question behind this work is simple. Whether governance still reflects the world as it once was, or whether it is already beginning to align with the world that is emerging. This research is the result of a multidisciplinary collaboration involving 21 scholars and experts from 17 countries across Europe, Asia, Africa, and North America. This collaboration functions as a collective intelligence ecosystem. Each contribution adds a distinct perspective, enabling diverse disciplinary and regional insights to be integrated into a coherent analytical framework. The shared objective is to examine pathways through which governance systems may transition from reactive models toward more anticipatory and adaptive structures under the concept of Society 6. To begin, it helps to reflect on how resources are understood. Resources are not fixed or passive elements. They move, transform, and evolve. They are recognized, accessed, coordinated, and renewed through governance and collective action. They exist in many forms: natural, human, social, digital, and institutional, often visible, sometimes less visible, yet always essential. They flow through systems and also accumulate within them. They appear in individuals, organizations, communities, and global structures, connecting all levels of society. And always, resources live within time. They grow, shift, and decline depending on how they are guided and how they interact with one another. Seeing resources in this way opens space for a different kind of governance, one that pays attention not only to what exists, but also to how it moves through time and across systems. This framework represents a shift in perspective from managing resources in separate parts toward guiding systems that are interconnected and time-sensitive wholes. It invites attention not only to what decisions are made, but also to when they are made, how quickly systems respond, and how long value can be sustained. Across this journey, three stages can be observed. The present stage reflects systems that often respond in fragments shaped by short-term pressures and separated responsibilities. A transition stage begins to emerge as digital tools, coordination mechanisms, and shared awareness gradually improve the alignment across sectors. A longer horizon points towards Society 6, a condition where governance, technology, and resources work in harmony with long-term well-being, resilience, and regeneration. Across all stages, coordination, fairness, access, and responsibility form the foundation of a governance. Within this structure, time becomes one of the most influential dimensions shaping outcomes. In the near term, immediate actions that governance could take may be reflected in few practical and focused steps. One important direction is the thoughtful prioritization of essential systems. Food production, agriculture, healthcare, water, energy, and basic infrastructure form the foundation of societal stability. When these areas remain supported, societies tend to remain steady even under pressure. Another direction is adaptive digital and work flexibility itself. In context where digital capacity is strong, remote and digital ways of working can support efficiency and reduce pressure on physical systems. In other contexts, hybrid and low technology coordination help maintain inclusion and continuity. Over time, these shifts can also ease energy demand and support more balanced form of work and life. Participation in decision-making also plays a meaningful role. When individuals, communities, and organizations are included in structured and transparent ways, systems often become more balanced and resilient. And finally, financial and social protection systems provide stability during uncertainty. Adaptive safety nets and accessible financial tools help people and communities remain secure during disruptions, supporting continuity in everyday life. Illustrative example can be seen during energy or supply disruptions. In such moments, we propose that digitally advanced sectors or organizations such as information technology, financial services, and service industry more broadly may transition toward remote operations, allowing capacity to redirect toward essential systems such as food production and logistics. Collaborative innovation often emerge empowering both efficiency and human connection simultaneously. Over time, resilience grows through deeper structural evolution. Governance can gradually evolve toward approaches that anticipate challenges ahead of time, allowing responses to develop before pressures fully unfold. Across sectors such as agriculture, energy, water, and ecosystems, regenerative and circular approaches support long-term balance and renewal. Human development remains at the heart of the evolution. When learning, creativity, and leadership are nurtured alongside data-informed insight, systems tend to become more balanced, fair, and adaptive. Public institutions also benefit from enhanced coordination and transparency, supporting smoother implementation of policies and better alignment across levels of governance. Digital ecosystems, when designed with openness and trust, can empower participation and security while expanding access to information and services. Innovation grows strongest when it becomes part of everyday practice, when experimentation is welcomed and structured in ways that allow ideas to evolve without disrupting core stability. In many regions, informal and formal economies already work side by side. Bringing these dimensions into shared understanding often cultivates inclusion and practical relevance. Across all of these gradual pathways, from stability to integration to forward-looking optimization, offer a way for different systems to evolve at their own pace while still moving in a shared direction. This work introduces a new governance paradigm for Society 6, grounded in ambidextrous governance, priority-driven and multi-level resource allocation, and people-centered capacity development. It envisions a transformation from reactive mechanisms into proactive drivers of inclusion, efficiency and adaptive governance, with digitalization serving as a structural enabler. Aligned with the 8 SDGs and the 5 PS framework, this paradigm empowers institutions and communities to build a more resilient, sustainable and human-centered future. Key takeaways from this work are shaped by an integrated governance framework, human centricity and inclusiveness, and proactive regenerative approach. They further emphasize strategic capability building and an adaptive impact-oriented paradigm. Together, these insights form an actionable framework relevant to governments, policymakers, NGOs and civil society, as well as businesses and organizations dedicated to sustainable and inclusive information and transmission. Society 6 reflects a direction in governance evolution towards systems that are more aware, more adaptive, and more connected across time. The real question is not whether change will arrive. It already has. The deeper question is how prepared systems are to move with it in advance. This framework is shared as a contribution to a dialogue, thoughtful decision-making, and the collective shaping of future governance. There is an open invitation here for continued cooperation across countries, institutions, and disciplines. The future will be shaped not only by resources, but by the wisdom to align them with the vision, timing, and collective purpose. Resilient societies are not built by chance. They are designed together. Thank you very much.